Please be seated. We know it's hot. We feel with you, but we got to do it. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of Setaglaska University, the Lower Brule Sioux Tribe, the Lower Brule Community College, and our graduates, we would like to thank you in helping us celebrate the Lower Brule Community College commencement exercise. This morning, 10 students will receive college degrees. There are 5 graduates that will receive Associate of Arts, 2 graduates that will receive Associate in Elementary Education, and 3 graduates that will receive an Associate in Human Services. May I remind you that Lower Brule Community College is in its 25th year in existence. That's right. Today, we celebrate the 25th. To date, 186 students have graduated from our college. In our 25 years, we have grown from 2 staff members into 8 full-time staff, a full-time faculty for each program offered, and many adjunct instructors offering over 45 courses per year. We continue to reach and to expand our student population, serving the surrounding areas. Graduates, as you know, it is now time to start putting your education at work. You will hear many words of inspiration today, so as you listen to the words of wisdom, please think very seriously of what you're going to be doing in the future. On behalf of all of us, we wish you the best of luck. Applause. Oh, you guys are catching on. Our keynote speaker today, before pursuing his dream of becoming a lawyer, he spent 4 years in the United States Air Force, serving a tour of duty in Vietnam and earning the Air Force Accommodation Medal for meritorious service. He returned to the United States and graduated cum laude with a Bachelor of Science degree in Criminal Justice from the University of Nebraska in Omaha. He was appointed by Governor Richard Knipe to serve as the director of the South Dakota Division of Law Enforcement Assistance. During the last 2 years of his 4 years in that position, he pursued a Master's of Arts degree with an emphasis in public administration. He did that before devoting himself to the University of School of Law. He became the first assistant U.S. attorney for the District of South Dakota in 2009. He also served as tribal liaison during this time, consulting, coordinating, and with tribal communities, victim advocates, and tribal justice officials and leaders to address any issue in the prosecution of major crimes in Indian country. On March 12th, 2015, he was nominated by President Barack Obama to serve as the United States Attorney for the District of South Dakota. In addition to serving as the Chief Federal Law Enforcement Officer in the state, he continued his dedication to civil rights by serving on the Justice Department's Native American Issues Subcommittee and Civil Rights Committee. Despite being one of the United States attorneys not asked to resign by President Donald Trump, Randy announced his retirement in 2017. But his passion for law enforcement made his retirement brief and led him to, in his own words, be a good neighbor and serve as interim state's attorney for Hughes County. Once that position was permanently filled by former Hughes County Deputy State's Attorney, he is currently fulfilling his duties to the office as the Deputy State's Attorney before devoting himself full-time to pursuing the position of South Dakota Attorney General. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm very, very proud to present to you Mr. Randy Seiler.
Good morning, and thank you, Cody, for that nice introduction and for your years of service to the cause of education here in Indian Country. I'm honored to be a part of this 25th anniversary celebration of Lower Brule Community College. What an accomplishment and what a testament to all of you in this room and your leaders to have a community college that's celebrating 25 years of success. I'm honored and privileged to be a part of this. I want to thank Chairman Boyd and members of the council for asking me to be here this afternoon to give this keynote address. I'm privileged and honored to do so. I'm also under contract to the Lower Brule Sioux Tribe to provide prosecution services in conjunction with your court system. I've been involved in every court system on all 9 reservations in South Dakota, and I can assure you that the leadership that is being exhibited here on Lower Brule is a testament to the best and most efficient court system that I've come in contact with in Indian Country. So congratulations to all of you for making that happen. As Cody indicated, I've been a lawyer for 38 years in a variety of different positions. So I thought it only appropriate to start with a little humor and a lawyer joke. Lawyer was in the hospital and awoke from surgery. And when he awoke from surgery, he asked the nurse why all the blinds and curtains were drawn in the hospital room. And the nurse said, well, when you woke up, there was a fire across the street and we didn't want you to think you had died. So, when I talked to Natalie several days ago, she told me about your class theme, your class motto. When you leave here, don't forget why you came. And I think all of you may have had different reasons why you chose this path. But one thing I'm certain of is that you did not achieve this goal, this dream alone. You had help and support at every step along the way. And those people are here today to support you. Whether it's members of the community college, members of your family, your brothers and sisters and aunties and uncles, they also sacrificed to help you get where you are. Consider what they gave up to help you achieve your goals. So the crux of my advice is, don't also forget to thank them for taking this journey with you. Tell them that you appreciate them, that they've helped you along this path, that you're a lifesaver. Ask how you can repay them. And remember, your actions speak louder than words, and give them an IOU for love and affection for all that they've done for you. So when I was first asked to give remarks this morning, I consulted 2 of my books. One is Old Indian Legends, and the other is Inspiration from Indian Legends. And I tried to incorporate that cultural aspect and your theme into my brief remarks this morning. As a lawyer for 38 years, I also bring my background into these remarks. I grew up near Mobridge, practiced on both the Standing Rock and Cheyenne River reservations, served as a tribal judge. And so as part of that experience, the inspiration for me, and I think the words that may have value, are as follows. As you go through life, consider that you need a soulmate, not a cellmate. And as a prosecutor, I've seen firsthand the consequences of having a cellmate instead of a soulmate. And it's not a pretty picture. So graduates, if you're lucky in your lives, luckier than you have been to date, you will get to share your life with a partner, a soulmate, who will make you better, who will make you the best version of yourself. They will be a gentle hand, a grounding force, and if you are lucky enough to find that person, cherish him or her forever, because there is nothing better, except maybe grandchildren. So, as a lawyer, I love the law, and I've dedicated my life to it. But don't ever confuse what is legal with what is moral, because they're entirely different animals. In a court of law, there are technicalities, there are plea bargains, there are deals that are struck, but in life, you're either principled or you're not. So do the right thing, especially when nobody's looking. And do not equate money and fame with accomplishment and character. As you seek employment or continue your employment, your job is always not going to be totally fulfilling. There will be some days when you'll be frustrated and bored. Other days you may not feel like going to work. Go anyway. And remember, your job is not who you are. It's just what you're doing on the way to whom you will become. For every remedial chore, there'll be a boss who'll take credit for your idea. That's going to happen. But look for the lessons that are always there. And the number one lesson I would offer you where you work is this. Become so dedicated, so skilled, so flat out fantastic and terrific that your talent cannot be overlooked or dismissed. And again, no matter what you choose to do, no matter what direction you go, you will come to a moment in your career, a path in the road, when you aren't sure what you should do. It may be unclear to you at the time, but look at your inner self. We need people in the workforce that are guided by their own sense of principle. Because if you listen to your own inner voice, if enough of you prove that your generation isn't going to make the same mistakes as my generation, then doing the right thing won't seem as rare or as hard. For some, this graduation will feel like an end. For some, a beginning. But whatever you feel, find that inner strength, your own power, your own words, your own path. And when you do that, it will provide you safety and happiness and calm and comfort and stability in your life. Life can be hard, but remember, life has no remote. Get up and change it yourself. You will never have more energy, enthusiasm, hair, or brain cells than you have today. So put it to work for you. Your mind is like a giant parachute and only functions when it's open. So keep an open mind to other people, other ideas, to love, to family. And if you somehow think that because you grew up here in central South Dakota or on the Lower Brule Reservation, that you're not important enough to be effective, then you've never tried to go to sleep when there's been a mosquito buzzing around your head. You can have an influence, you can have an impact, regardless of who you are. So live your life, fill it up from beginning to end. Stand for the Lakota values, the values that you were all raised with. Values of honesty, equality, kindness, compassion, treating people the way you want to be treated, and helping those in need. Those are what your parents and family instilled in you. Those are what your tribe and your culture instilled in you. And use those as your guiding principles going forward. Be a friend, be a helper, be a believer in the inherent goodness in every heart, no matter how damaged or hidden from view of others. Be passionate in what you do, inspire others, and leave wherever you are a better place than you found it. In closing, I'll tell you a little story about a little kid, little smart aleck kid growing up, and his best friend was his grandfather, a very wise old man. And this young kid would try to trick his grandfather every chance he had. He'd try to give him a problem that his grandfather couldn't solve. But the grandpa was smart, and he could always solve the problems. So one day the little kid hatched this idea about how he was going to trick his grandfather. He basically said, I'm going to catch a little bird, and I'm going to take that little bird, and I'm going to put him in my hand. And I'm going to walk up to my grandfather and say, Grandfather, what have I got in my hand? And he will say, got a bird. And the little kid will say, I know I have a bird, but is he alive or is he dead? And if grandfather says he's alive, I'm going to crush him and say, no, you're wrong, old man, he's dead. And if he says he's dead, I'll release him and he's going to fly away, he'll be free. So the little boy caught the bird and he went up to his grandfather and said, Grandfather, what have I got in my hand? And grandfather says, you have a bird, my son. And the little boy says, I know I have a bird, but is he alive or is he dead? And the grandfather looked at the little boy and said, the bird is in your hands, my son. The bird is in your hands. So graduates, the bird of life is in your hands. Make good decisions, use it wisely, and thank you for allowing me to be here this morning.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, from Ceremonies University, we have with us today a very special guest, Provost Phil Barrett.
Almidokipi. To the color guard, thank you for your service. Pete, you don't know me, but I probably know a little bit more about you. My uncle's Jim Miller. To the drum group, Gopila, for sharing your gifts of your voices in the song, Ostelo. Chairman Russell, President Anderson, and to the graduates, congratulations on this day of accomplishment, and congratulations on your 25th anniversary. In 1993, having a flashback, I was serving as president of the National Indian Education Association during its silver anniversary. Never in my mind did I ever believe that I would be blessed and honored to be in that position. And I go back even a little bit further because after my first college graduation, and I'm dating myself now, I started my first stint at Ceremonies University. And so as soon as I say this is going to give Cody license to call me the old guy, but it was 40 years ago that I started with the tribal college movement. Today, there's 37 tribal colleges, universities. They all just got done meeting up in Barrow, Alaska, top of the world, for their annual summer meeting. And so, no, there's a lot of leadership, a lot of graduate power throughout the tribal college movement, and we're growing more institutions of higher education. And looking at where you're at today, I'm excited. I'm flat excited. And like I said, 40 years in this business seems like a long time. Folks, it's just getting warm. Not heat warm, but the times that you're walking into. I just want to mention a couple things here real quickly. Dakota Pipeline. I saw your generation up there as activists, as people very concerned about the land and the water and grandmother earth. You need to step up to the plate. You need to step up to the plate and get involved with that. April 29th, we celebrated the 150th anniversary of the signing of the Fort Laramie Treaty of 1868. That ain't a token piece of paper. That is alive and well today. And yet what we need is for the next generation to interpret how we're going to work together, both tribal and non-tribal, to interpret those treaty provisions, because there was a commitment by the federal government to take care of indigenous people of this country. And we know that hasn't been fulfilled. Over 500 treaties, not one has ever been. Everyone's been broken. So as the future leadership, you're probably the last of the millennials, and right behind you is coming Generation Z. In Indian country, I call them Z natives. But we have a time right now, an exciting time in Indian country, where we need all hands on deck, both tribal and non-tribal leadership, to help us move forward, because there's some questionable things going on around the world, not only in this country, but around the world. The Oteti Shikawi, right now, the leadership of the Lakota Dakota tribes are mobilizing. They're mobilizing graduates such as yourselves to begin looking at what is the true mission of tribal college universities. That's tribal nation building. First and foremost, tribal nation building. You might assume a quiet leadership role, you might assume a more activist role. Either way, though, you're branded. You got a degree. And those are very good words from the keynote speaker about where you're at today. But I'm just, like I said, after 40 years, I'm getting fired up about what's coming down the road here. But we can't do it alone. And the leadership opportunities, there's a ton of opportunities out there. Zane College, formerly known as Navajo Community College, is celebrating its 50th anniversary right now this year. That's the oldest of the 37 tribal colleges. Other tribal colleges will be also celebrating celebration. quite frankly, this 25th, the Lower Brule kind of stuck up on me, so from here on out for the rest of the summer, I'm going to talk about Lower Brule and how far it's come. When I was at SDSU a long time ago, I actually did an internship here at Lower Brule. I stayed here. I was a member of the community, so I'm very close to knowing what this community, its history, where it's at today, and where it needs to go. But the fact that they have a tribal college here says volumes about the aspirations of those who've already passed on before us and those that are here today. So I know it's hot. I'm going to leave you with just those words, those last congratulations again. I'm passing off the baton, step up to the plate, and let's get some work done. And when it's all said and done, in the value and tradition of ourselves as the Dakotas people, humble yourselves and always remember, the things you do, the things you say, whatever action you take out forward with, you don't do it for yourselves, but you do it for the children, the grandchildren, and those yet to come. Congratulations again. Kami Aplo. Thank you.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, check 1, 2. Ladies and gentlemen, now with some updated information on our college is our president, Natalie Berquist. Excuse me, Anderson.
I guess I'll hold it. I'm going to make this short and sweet because I don't want to pass out, and I don't want you guys to pass out. So, first of all, I want to thank all of you for coming and supporting our graduates. This is a big day for them, but a big day for the community as well. I'd like to thank the College Board and the Santa Galeska for their wisdom and helping us allow you to achieve your higher education goals. And last but not least, I'd like to thank the staff. We've spent a lot of hours this week. And Cecilia, she made my ribbon skirt yesterday. So thank you all for all your guidance and support and your wisdom throughout the year. So usually I highlight all our accomplishments over the year. I was contemplating this last night, but this year I have to say it's probably been the toughest. I've been to the college president for 7 years, and we've faced a lot of obstacles this year. But I'm not going to dwell on the obstacles or the challenges, but to guide us through all of that, I think we just focused on our mission and focused on our students. And I found 2 quotes that I'd like to say regarding challenges. Challenges are what makes life interesting. Overcoming them is what makes life meaningful. And the other one is the greater the obstacle, the more glory in overcoming it. So yes, graduates, you well know that you've overcome challenges as well, going through your higher education journey. But if obtaining a higher education was easy, would it be as meaningful? I would think not, because I did it myself. As you know, graduates, this day is not only yours, but obtaining your education causes a ripple effect. Education not only changes you, but it changes your family, community, and your world. However, don't stop learning. Continue to set goals, strive to achieve them, and when you do, celebrate them. We must stop and celebrate the good. This will refuel us to keep challenging ourselves and setting goals. The quote for this graduation is, "When you leave here, don't forget why you came." So why did you? Do you remember when you first started taking or thinking about taking a class at LBCC? Do you remember your first class? Look how far you've come. Don't ever forget who you are, where you came from, nor where you're going. Keep dreaming, start doing, and stop wondering. We are all proud of you, and thank you again for being part of Lord Brule Community College. Woohoo!
Mr. Quinn, you want to approach yourself there, please? These college graduates have successfully completed the course requirements set forth from Galeska University. Therefore, in cooperation with the Lower Brule Community College and SGU, it gives us great pleasure to present diplomas to the following graduates. In Associate of Arts degree in Arts and Sciences, Ronnie Ann Kenyon. An Associate of Arts degree in Arts and Sciences, Jamie Caroline Marks. Associate of Arts degree in Arts and Sciences, Terry Annell Marks. And listen to this, folks. The mom of Jamie and Terry Marks received an Associate of Arts degree, Sylvia. Sylvia Marie Rockwood. Sorry about that, Sylvia. We got her. An Associate of Arts degree in Arts and Sciences, Seneca Jade Skunk. An Associate of Arts degree in elementary education, Donnie Alicia Charger. An Associate of Arts degree in elementary education, Anne Whitney. An Associate of Arts degree in Human Services, Darrell Durant Estes. An Associate of Arts degree in Human Services, Kelsey Fern Oatley. Also received an Associate in Arts degree in Human Services, but is not here, Michaela McHugh Estes. Continue to stand, ladies and gentlemen, please, for our closing prayer. Our prayer will be done by Seneca J. Skunk.
Takasha, I just want to give thanks to everyone for being here. Thank you for this beautiful day. And I want to give thanks for the food and for everyone to have safe travels home. Thank you.
It's hot in here, that's why it's short and sweet, folks. Ladies and gentlemen, before we do our honor song, we want to remind you, at the end of the song, we want to extend an invitation to all of you. After the commencement exercises, we can stay right here, have some lunch. And after the graduation, we're going to have a powwow So those of you who are gearing up for the powwow, you'll also be engaged in that. Once we start eating, please remember that the elderly and the graduates are first, and our handshake line will be right here in front of the stage. Honor song. Ladies and gentlemen, we are not done yet. We have to pay respect to the military. Colors are going to leave the floor. Would you please continue to stand until it does?